The Golden State Warriors season is on the line today. We've got Game 5 of the second round of the Western Conference playoffs against the San Antonio Spurs. And we're looking for a miracle right now after losing 3 games in a row and having basically our entire team decimated by injuries. Is not looking good for us. We're going to need a lot to go our way, and that starts and hopefully doesn't end with Game 5 here today. So we lost Games 3 and 4 at home in the last episode. Game 3 we lost by 13 despite Stokes and Springer really playing well offensively. But the big story was Antoine Salise, who was brutally kicked by Chance Palermo on a play where Salise ended up suffering a season-ending broken kneecap. Somehow, Palermo was not ejected, and he wasn't even called for a foul. Was Stevie Wonder reffing the game? Luckily, he was suspended for Game 4, but he will be back for Game 5. The biggest reason why we lost, though, is Kuminga and Loggins-Burrell shooting us out of it, combining to go 8 of 30 from the field and 3 for 15 from deep. Game 4 was a lot closer. We ended up only losing by 4. Jonathan Kuminga was nearly perfect, 12 of 13 shooting, but early in the fourth quarter, as he was going for the rebound, he lands awkwardly on his hip. Now, he did return to the game shortly thereafter, but this strained hip is likely going to affect him for the remainder of the year, and that's another guy who's going to be banged up for us playing through injury. Kajhi Stokes did what he could. He had 36, while Loggins-Burrell had 24, and Jabari Springer had 15, 15, and 5. But the depth really sold us short in this game. We only had 10 bench points, and they were all scored by Jacoby Walter. I don't even know if they should really count as bench points because Dylan Brooks started so we could have an enforcer out there, but we brought Walter in 30 seconds into the game. So he wasn't even really a bench player. So if you removed that technicality, the bench scored 0 points for us in this game. Luka and Wemby were terrific. They combined for 78 on great shooting splits. And I feel like the key for the Spurs is that the role players have played well throughout this series. But in Game 4, Luka and Wemby were both terrific. Really the first game of the series where they were both awesome, and that's all it took. Nobody else needed to show up. And as we go into Game 5, we've got to find a way to stop at least one of those guys, because if they both play well, we're screwed. Feels like the entire team is injured right now. We've got 2 guys who are out, 2 guys who are playing through injuries. It's going to be a big challenge for us as we hobble back into San Antonio down in the series 3-1. So Loggins-Burrell, Stokes, and Springer are going to have to play a whole lot. They're each going to get maybe 1 break per game, if that. Jonathan Kuminga's minutes will be slightly limited, but we're still going to need a big role from him. And the bench is going to get less run than ever, given that our backs are against the wall. So we do have some good news on the injury front. Kajhi Stokes' hip injury that he suffered in the final game of the regular season is 100% healthy. But as we know, this team cannot have good things. Roman Loggins-Burrell suffered some bumps and bruises in practice, and his knee is hurt. It's going to affect his speed and his athleticism quite a bit. So now that's going to alter how his minutes are going to look. Kajhi Stokes and Jabari Springer are really the only members of the core who are fully healthy. The 2 of them we're going to be relying on more than ever, and they're going to have to really carry us to a win. Jonathan Kuminga is far from 100%. Roman Loggins-Burrell is far from 100%. Both of them are going to give it a go, but both of their minutes are going to be chopped a little bit because they can only give us so much. Everything is stacked against the Warriors. The momentum, home court, the location, obviously the injuries, and of course our play over the last 3 games. We'll see if we can defy the odds and take Game 5 as Luka misses early. Here is Jonathan Kuminga. He gets it to Loggins-Burrell, over to Jabari Springer, drives left. Layup is no good. Nice defense by Anthony Davis. Chance Palermo back in the lineup after missing Game 4. Here's Nembhard, floats it up, and it's off the mark. Good defense by Kajhi Stokes. Stokes has been great with a minor hip injury throughout the playoffs. I'm excited to see him fully healthy, even if pretty much the rest of the team is not. That's a foul. Doncic affecting his landing zone. I'm surprised they didn't call it. There's not been a lot of offense so far. Through the first minute, nobody has scored. Luka Doncic drives right. Layup is no good. It's been a brick fest so far. And here comes Golden State. Springer runs the floor, and he is eventually fouled by Victor Wembanyama, and we would finally have our first scoring of the game as it's 2-0. Here comes San Antonio off the made 3 throws. Quick pass inside. Wembanyama with the slam. We've got to hustle back defensively. Stopping these guys is not going to be easy. We've got to win the battle in terms of the little things. Hustle plays, loose balls, offensive rebounds. We've got to want it more. Good three there by Kajai Stokes. First field goal of the game for the Warriors as it's 5-2. Here is Doncic. Stops and lets it rip. Loggins-Burl was not ready for him to shoot it. Luka's ability to stop on a dime and quickly hit that shot is so impressive as Wembanyama drills the three, and now the Spurs offense is starting to get rolling a little bit. Warriors are going to call an early timeout. We're trying to pace our guys' energy, especially Springer and Stokes, given that they're going to have to play essentially the whole game. Springer in with the lefty slam, and that'll make it 8-7. Doncic brings it up for the Spurs inside for Wembanyama, and there's not a whole lot Jonathan Kuminga can do there, even if he was healthy. Victor Wembanyama's still got 9 inches on him. Pause. Stokes sends it out to Loggins-Burl. Back up to Stokes. Shot clock at 9. Loggins-Burl lets it fly from beyond the arc, and it's good. Loggins-Burl's athleticism and his ability to drive to the basket is really hurt by his knee injury, so we're really going to need for him to shoot the three ball well. He's been inconsistent from deep throughout the playoffs. Off the miss by Luka. Springer on the drive with the reverse jam. He's got 6. Luka, meanwhile, has not been very effective so far. He's only 1 for 4. It's been the Wembanyama show to start. Anthony Davis with it inside. Palermo, layup is good. You best believe we are going to be as physical as we can on Chance Palermo. We do not want him getting easy buckets after essentially killing our teammate. Springer, pull-up mid-ranger off the dribble is good. He's been very impressive so far with an early 8 points. 16-14, stolen away by Luka. Here comes the Spurs. Doncic brings it up in transition on the drive. Layup is no good. Wemby, the rebound, and the tip-in. It would have been a lot easier if Loggins-Burl could catch up to Luka as he was driving in, but with his injury, it's not so easy to do. Nembhard 3, no good. Wemby, another offensive rebound. I'm surprised he didn't just put it back in. Palermo, heavily contested 3, rattles home. A 7-point lead now for the Spurs. Make it 6. Dante Vittori brings it up. He's been an energizer for them off the bench as it's ripped away by Walter. Ends up with Leonard Miller. He gets it to Springer. Jumper over Davis is good. Quick shot for Jabari. He's already in the double figures with 10 early points. 2 minutes left in the first. Low-scoring game. Vittori, nice move. Layup is good. I do like that it's low scoring. I want to try to slow the pace down, try to keep everybody's energy level up. I think the best chance the Warriors have of winning this game is if the final score is like 85-80 or something. Try to limit the possessions, try to limit the shots. Good passing and finish there by Springer, who now has a dozen already. 4-point game. Vittori, the cross, the sauce, the pass inside for Wembanyama, who makes the layup. Victor is hooping so far. Even though Luka Doncic has not been great, Wemby's been very impressive as Palermo misses the open 3. Here comes Golden State. Springer all the way with the jam! Jabari Springer has destroyed that rim already here in the first quarter. They have not been able to stop him driving inside. He has had multiple wide open dunks. Wemby, the jumper over top of Springer is no good. With under 30 seconds left in the quarter, Jacoby Walter with it. Drives to the left, and he is stolen away by Andrew Nembhard. Here comes San Antonio. Shot clock unplugged. Palermo quickly drives in. His shot is no good. Nice contest from the back by Leonard Miller. The Warriors now likely for the last shot. Springer drives in. Spurs quickly close out. Walter for 3 off the mark. Springer the rebound. Warriors looking to get it off quickly. Passing it around. Loggins-Burl. It's good! Roman Loggins-Burl at the buzzer. The original call on the floor is that the shot did not count. Now, I believe he did get it off in real time. As we look at the replay, yeah, that one's going to count. This one should be reversed, and the Warriors, assuming the call is changed, will bring it within 1. Great passing, great job by Roman to let it rip. And sure enough, the call on the floor is in fact overturned. The basket counts. 25-24 going into the second. We certainly did not play our best basketball in that quarter, so to only be down by 1, honestly, I feel like it could have gone a lot worse. The guy we really need to step up, though, is Kajai Stokes. He has not been very efficient so far. 1 of 5 in the first quarter. As I mentioned, Stokes and Springer are the 2 guys who are really going to have to play well, given that they are really the only guys who are healthy. Springer's got a dozen. He's doing his part. as Luka's in for the layup. It's going to be especially hard right here as we're giving Jabari Springer some rest. He's out of the game. It's not going to be more than a couple of minutes, but we cannot let the Spurs run away with it. Luka, easy offensive rebound and the putback. That's as easy of 2 points as he's going to get. We cannot let him do that. Leonard Miller on the drive, in with the slam. We have bench points, folks. It took us over a quarter. Better than the last game, I suppose, as Luka misses the three. Here comes Golden State. Kajai Stokes on the drive. Euro step, layup is good. And after starting now 1 of 6, he gets that one to fall for his second made basket of the game. 1 point deficit. Vittori no good. Ball is poked into the hands of Kajai Stokes. He looks so much faster than he has throughout the playoffs as he will drive in, makes another layup, and now he's starting to get going offensively with 4 points in transition. I want to see him look to create his own shot in the half court, but at least he's scoring. Luka hits the hook shot, bullying Stokes down low. Spurs back ahead, 31-30. Luka with the crossover, matched up with D'Angelo Russell. That just seems like a death penalty. I mean, what are we supposed to do with that matchup? A net negative defender against one of the greatest offensive guards of this generation. Luka hits the 3 2-point game off the inbound. Nembhard, Palermo. Really nicely executed play by the Spurs. Palermo hits the triple. Stokes tries to go for the pick and roll with Springer, who's already back in. But Wemby hits the steal. Doncic up for the layup. Russell tries to flail his arms away, but he's unable to draw the offensive foul. 7-point game. Stokes gets by the defender, and the 3 rattles in. He's got a dozen, playing well here in the second quarter. I can't really say the same for the rest of the offense, though. Outside of Stokes, the rest of the team, I think, only has 2 points in this quarter as Wembanyama is in for the jam, and it is a 9-point lead. Offense has got to wake up. Stokes cannot be the only guy who does everything. Springer has not scored here in the second quarter as Stokes has the matchup with Wembanyama, and he's intercepted by Vittori. We wanted to get it to Springer given that he was matched up with the much smaller Vittori, but it didn't really work out. Vittori gets it over to Anthony Davis inside for Wemby. I mean, come on. What are we supposed to do there? It's an 11-point lead for the Spurs. Wembanyama's got 16 points. Offense has got to get something going. This is inexcusable. Stokes in the quarter with 2 to go in the half. Looks to drive in. Nice fake. Nice layup as he beats the shot clock. Stokes now with 11 of our 13 points in the second. Nembhard gets by the screen. Jacks up a 3, and it's good! Nembhard pushes the Spurs lead up to 12. 49-37. Miller, pump fake. He gets it up to Kajai Stokes. I mean, if he's going to be the only guy who makes shots in the second quarter, he should be the only one who takes them. Misses. Kuminga with the offensive rebound, and he launches it off the backboard. Kuminga has not scored today. He has been a net negative out there. Hard to blame him with the injury, but he's been a liability as Nembhard misses the 3. Miller with the rebound. Here comes Golden State. Nice pass inside for Stokes. Pump fake over to Springer, and that one is off the mark. Jabari's got to get it going. He was unstoppable in the first quarter, but hasn't made anything in the second. Palermo, step back, mid-ranger, no good. The Spurs offense has cooled off, but they're still up by a dozen because we can't buy a bucket. Kuminga hands it off for Springer. Reverse jam on the drive. 16-10 for Jabari as he finally scores for the first time in the second. Vittori tightly guarded by KJ. Nearly loses his dribble. He's doubled. Nembhard gets a good look and rains down the 3. We should have sent help quicker. The closeout by Stokes was too late. Under 30 seconds left in the half. Stokes looking to get around the screen. Good look. Right wing 3 is off the mark. Rebounded by Victor Wembanyama. And the Spurs will have an opportunity to hold for the last shot. Vittori lobs it up into the middle of nowhere as Loggins-Burrell ends up with it. The Spurs getting a little cute, and Golden State looks to capitalize. Stokes, pump fake. Warriors are going to reset the possession with just seconds to go. Loggins-Burrell has the ball around the screen on the drive. Tries to lob it up for Springer. It does not work. And the Warriors, who have scored less than 40 points in the first half, are not even able to get a shot off. 52-39, down by 13 going into the break with our season on the line. We scored 15 points in the second quarter. Outside of Kajai Stokes, everybody else scored 4. I don't think that's going to cut it. And as I said going into the game, I was hoping for an 85-80 type of game where we limit shots and limit possessions, but the Spurs have been shooting the ball quick, and they have been efficient in doing so. We've done a good job of limiting shots for our offense, but it has to go both ways for it to work. And now trailing by 13 with much of our team injured and everybody else exhausted, we've got to get things rolling. Around the screen, Jacoby Walter, who did not score in the first half, hits the three. That's a good start here to the third quarter. Hopefully Steve Kerr's pep talk was enough to get these guys rallied up and ready to go. Luka, the floater is good over the extended arm of Jabari Springer. Springer tries to send it across the floor. It's caught by Stokes. Inside, Walter. Layup is good. We decided to move quickly there. Excellent passing by Golden State as it's a 10-point game. Stokes thought about the three, doesn't take, and he is eventually intercepted by Wembanyama. Takes it all the way. Kuminga slow to react as the layup is good. Kuminga's faster than Wemby normally, but with the hip, he couldn't catch up. Looking for the pick and roll. Loggins-Burrell, no good. Ball is tipped up for Wembanyama as Kuminga appears to be in some pain. 5-on-4. Palermo for three, and it is good. 15-point lead for the Spurs. Jonathan Kuminga injured on the play for the Warriors. We're going to call a timeout and get him checked on by the medical staff. So what happened here is as he was going for the rebound, he injured his hip, and my first worry is that he re-aggravated his left hip. But no, that's not what happened at all. He strained his other hip. So now both of his hips are hurt. Got to imagine he's not coming back, right? How is he supposed to play with both hips hurt? As Stokes hits the three, 61-47. Nembhard around the screen. Triple is good. A 17-point lead for the Spurs. The biggest this lead has been today. Stokes on the drive, swings it out for Walter. Leonard Miller inside, open layup. We've just got to go one possession at a time. Three of our best players presumably out of the game. 15-point deficit. Certainly not going to be easy as Luka Doncic hits the step-back jumper. 66-49 with 7 to go in the third. It's a screen. Loggins-Burrell lobs it up for Jabari Springer, and hopefully that play can reinvigorate some energy for a team who just seems kind of dead at the moment. 15-point game. Wemby, no looker. Nembhard, no good. Nice defense by Golden State. The Warriors are going to look to move fast in transition. It's Miller with it, matched up with Luka, and he's blocked. Doncic got a hand on it, and here comes the Spurs. Nemby only 3 for 10 so far as he misses the layup. Good defense by Walter and Springer. Springer gets it over to Leonard Miller, has Walter on the cut, pump fake in the corner, Stokes for three, and it is no good. That's a nice look. You've got to make your open shots, given that we need a long ways to go to make this comeback. Luka in with the dunk. Great passing on that possession by the Spurs. 17-point game. Screen from Springer. Looking to get another lob again off the pick and roll. It's not a dunk, but we'll take it. 2 points is 2 points. 15-point game. Springer, the dribble handoff, passes it over to Kajai Stokes. He'll get the screen. Stokes looking for some room. Left wing three is good. 20 for Kajai Stokes. He really has picked it up since that really abysmal first quarter. 12-point game. Springer backs down on Luka. We've got the mismatch. Hook shot over Doncic is good. I don't know why that's the shot he took, but he made it, so I can't really complain. Luka around the screen, wide open three, no good. We're lucky that one did not fall. Loggins-Burrell the rebound, out to Springer, all the way, in for the layup. 24-11 for Springer. He has no assists. He's taken all the shots himself. Look at the lead. We have brought it within 8. 3 minutes ago, the Spurs were up by 17 as Wemby is in for the layup. So clearly it looks like, if nothing else, we're going to go out swinging. We're going to win this game or we're going to die trying. Stokes inside. Miller. That one is good. And the lead is back within 8. 70-62. Luka matched up with Stokes. Looking to post up. Shot clock winding down. Throws it up and in. There's nothing Kajai Stokes could have done there. He stayed with Luka the entire time and he still made it anyway. Stokes misses inside. Here comes the Spurs. Luka on the drive. Step back is no good. Nembhard the rebound. We cannot be letting them win the battle on the offensive glass. That is a one-way ticket to losing this game. The reason why we won game 1 is we dominated in terms of the offensive rebounds. Luka misses the floater and he hobbles to the baseline. He is in pain. 5-on-4. Loggins-Burrell wide open. Drills the three. But Luka Doncic hurt on the play. These teams are killing each other quite literally The Spurs now with a major injury. The Warriors are fired up, but this could be bad news bears for San Antonio. Doncic lands awkwardly on Roman's foot off of the miss, and they're going to be looking at his right ankle, probably a sprain of some kind. Obviously, you never want to see guys get hurt, but I think everyone for Golden State might be thinking that this could be our golden ticket back into this game and this series, as Springer is in for the slam. Victor Wembanyama has a whole lot more responsibility on him offensively. That's probably going to hurt his impact on defense as he drills the three, lead back up to 11 for San Antonio. Miller, open look. He cannot seemingly hit a three throughout this series, and here comes Wembanyama, just over a minute left in the third. Wemby the drive, throws it up and in. I'm sure the Spurs would love to get Luka some extra rest going into the Western Conference Finals, so holding on to this lead and winning this game feels that much more important. Stokes is in, counted in a foul, and one. Tyus Jones called for the foul. He would miss the free throw, though. Stokes is exhausted. He has not sat for a single second today, as the layup is no good. Springer the rebound and the quick put back. 28 and 13 for Jabari. He hasn't sat much longer, maybe 2 minutes total in the second quarter. 80-71. Here is Wembanyama with it. Mid-range jumper on the move is good. The lead back up to 11 for San Antonio, and the Warriors will get the last shot. Jabari Springer looks to drive in. Springer, pull up, no good. Outeridge the rebound, and it's a goaltending! Osborne Outeridge's first career playoff points come off of the hand of Victor Wembanyama, launching it off the backboard, but he did it too late. It's 82-73. That will wrap up what was certainly an interesting third quarter. We didn't really make much of a cut into this lead, but we played well over the last few minutes. We were down by as many as 17. We brought it within 9. Injuries for both sides, though. Jonathan Kuminga likely out for the game, straining his other hip. Luka Doncic with a sprained ankle. How will probably the greatest coach in the history of the NBA, Greg Popovich, manage this with his offensive engine likely out? They're going to have to keep Wembanyama in the game, being that they need one of their two stars out there at all times. Vittori misses. Springer the rebound. Here comes Roman Loggins-Burl. Has an open lane, and he can still get up there and throw it down. With Wemby probably playing the rest of this game, you got to imagine he's going to be exhausted. So we've got to make it hard for him. And I mean, we got to make it harder for everybody. Jalen Wilson cannot be that wide open inside. 9-point game. D'Lo misses the three. He has not scored yet. Wemby gets it over to Tyus Jones. Jones looks to drive in. Heavily contested layup is good, and the lead is back up to 11 for the Spurs. If we want to really make a comeback, we've got to start now. Time is of the essence with 9 minutes to go. As Stokes dunks it over Wembanyama. You can tell Kajai Stokes just looks exhausted. He is giving it all he's got, leaving it all out there. Vittori, fadeaway is good. Nice shot for the Italian Stallion, and it's an 11-point game. Springer brings it up for Golden State, gets a good look, swings it out to the perimeter for Miller. Out to D'Angelo Russell. Russell around the screen, open three. Bang! We needed that one. D'Lo has really struggled to shoot the ball throughout the playoffs, but he finally gets one to go through, and it's a big one. Springer has the mismatch with Vittori. He's doubled. Miller in the corner. Loggins-Burl. Bang! Back-to-back threes for Golden State. Look at the scoreboard. We are within 5. Following possession, the Warriors can cut the lead to 1 score. Loggins-Burl has Wilson on an island. Barbecue chicken, perhaps. Wilson stays with him. Layup is no good. If Loggins-Burl was healthy, he would have beat him to the cup, but unfortunately that's not the case. Nembhard, floater, off the mark. Springer with his 16th rebound of the game. He'll bring it up. He gets it over to D'Angelo Russell around the screen. Russell, another 3, and it's off the mark. That would have been a big shot for Golden State, but it doesn't go through. He was open, too. That's a good look. And now the Spurs get it back. Their offense has been unimpressive in the fourth. Look who has the ball, though. Luka Doncic back in for San Antonio. His first shot back in the game is a miss. On the other end, Kajai Stokes looks to drive in, and he will make the layup. It is a 3-point game. Interesting strategy by the Spurs. Even with Luka hobbling around, they are going to bring him back. His mobility clearly limited with the injury as he looks to post up on Stokes. Turnaround. Stokes smothering him like a blanket as that one is no good. Springer with the contest. Ball pokes into the hands of Kajai Stokes with just over 6 to go. Stokes to Springer. Russell for the tie. It's good! 88-88. 11 minutes ago, we were down by 17 points, and now the game is tied. Stolen away by Stokes with a chance for the lead. On the other end, Stokes in for the slam. The Golden State Warriors have taken the lead. I do not believe it. An unbelievable comeback as we are now tied at 90. Wembanyama looking to put the Spurs back ahead. Wemby matched up with Jabari Springer. Jumper over him is good, and the Spurs are back on top. San Antonio now starting to feel the pressure. I feel like Wemby hasn't even really tried defensively all game. Got to imagine he will now as Leonard Miller ties it at 92. Miller taking the spot at the 4 with no Jonathan Kuminga, who's officially been declared out for the remainder of the game. Miller, the screen. Stokes, the 3. It's good! 31-6 for Kajai Stokes. It's a 3-point lead for the Warriors. Vittori gets the screen inside. Anthony Davis is denied! Leonard Miller with the block! Warriors hustle for it. Loggins Burrell inside. Miller misses the layup. Everybody was unbelievably slow to get to that ball. It feels like this game is moving in slow motion as Davis is in for the and one with a chance to tie it. Everybody is exhausted, though, running on fumes. Everybody is moving slower as Palermo blocks the shot from Walter. Spurs with a chance for the lead. Nembhard nearly loses it, corrals it back in, and he is eventually fouled by Springer. That's his 4th. He's got to watch out. The last thing we need is for him to be out of this game. Nembhard would make both at the line. Walter probably should have shot the 3 in the corner off the catch. Instead, he gets another good look, and this one is good for the tie. He was on the line. It's a 2, but we're knotted up at 97. Here is Luka with it, tightly guarded by Stokes. Tipped and stolen away. Walter with the initial hit. Stokes ends up with it. He's got Loggins Burrell. Walter, the layup, no good. But he is fouled by Palermo. Would go to the line and would make both. Palermo for 3 off the mark. Rebound number 19 for Jabari Springer, looking to make it a 2-score lead. Stokes on the drive. Layup is no good. I like what he tried to do there, deflect himself away from Anthony Davis, as it's a 2-point San Antonio deficit. Here is Wemby. Why is Kuminga in the game? Wemby hits the jumper. We're going to call time. Why is Kuminga in? He should not be in the game. As much as I want him to play, he physically cannot do it. I'll show you some of his ratings after the game, but they are bad. If he were to run a 40-yard dash against a snail, he probably would be faster than the snail, but the snail would win the race because I don't know if Kuminga could finish it. He cannot play in this game. Loggins Burrell gets it over to Miller, out to Walter at the top of the key off the timeout. 2.5 minutes to go. Walter deep 3, no good for the lead. Wemby swoops in for the rebound. Spurs look to put themselves back ahead. Palermo and Walter one-on-one. Layup is good. And Chance Palermo as the Spurs back on top. Season on the line here for Golden State. Here is Springer. He will get it back up for Loggins Burrell. We're looking to take things slow. Loggins Burrell looking for the pick and roll. Instead, he'll drive himself. He'll take the foul. That works too. Wemby is called for the contact. I believe that is his 3rd. So unfortunately, we don't really have a chance of fouling him out. First free throw is no good, and the Spurs will hold on to their lead. Big one here for Rolog, looking to cut it to 1 as it rattles home. 101-100. We've officially hit the 2-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Again, this season on the line for the Warriors, who trailed by as many as 17 points earlier in the second half. Luka and Stokes on an island. Stokes staying with him. Luka, turnaround, layup is good! Kajai Stokes with an excellent defensive possession, but Luka's that dude. 3-point game. Springer brings it up. We want to keep Wemby out of the paint to try to get somebody driving in with or without the ball. Stokes gets the screen. Stokes a good look for the tie. No good. Ball is tipped up off the backboard to Anthony Davis, and the Spurs can make it a 2-score lead with under 90 seconds. Nembhard, floater, no good. Springer, the rebound, is 20th. Golden State with another chance. Leonard Miller drives in, has the size advantage, passes it out for Walter. Walter gets the screen. He gets a good look for 3, and it's good! Nothing but net for Jacoby Walter. The biggest shot as a Warrior for Jacoby. We're tied at 103 with just over a minute to go. Doncic and Stokes again. It doesn't really seem like the Spurs have any set plays. Just let Luka create some offense. Just give him all the space in the world. And even though Stokes is playing great defense, Luka's still getting good shots off, although that one does not fall. Springer the rebound. Great defensive possession by KJ. Springer's matched up with Nembhard. That's a mismatch. We're going to look to post him up here with 40 seconds left. Springer looking to back down. That'll get up the double. Stokes swings it in the corner. Walter for the lead. No good! It rims out. He was open. Wembanyama gets it with 30. Out to Palermo. Davis and one slam! Anthony Davis can make it a 3-point game for the Spurs as he dunks over multiple defenders, including Walter. The free throw will rattle out. Rebounded by Springer. The Warriors at a timeout decide not to use it. Shot and game clock pretty much even as Loggins-Burrell gets it in the corner. With 15 to go, open look for three, will not take it. Passes it out to Springer. Drives on the right side. Springer up for the layup. It's good with a foul! And one for Jabari Springer, who can put the Warriors ahead with a free throw. Jabari Springer with the game and the season on the line with the biggest bucket of his life. Why is Jonathan Kuminga coming in the game? He can barely walk. Here we go. Springer to put the Warriors ahead. It's good. 31 points for Jabari, and the Spurs will call a timeout down by one with 9.3 seconds left and a chance to win and advance to the Western Conference Finals. This is it. Our season's on the line. We need a defensive stop. This brings me back to Game 7 last year when they went for Wembanyama, who made this shot for the win. I imagine they're going to try to do something similar as we bring in our defensive lineup. They've got to get it to Wemby. He's 14 for 17 today. He is at least 6 inches taller than everybody on the floor. All they got to do is put his back to the basket, give him the ball, and let him hurl it up, and it's probably going to go in. This is about as easy of a final possession for the Spurs as you can get, and we are fully game planning around them giving the ball to Victor Wembanyama, and we've got to do everything we can to stop him. Doncic gets the inbound. He's going to hold it. Nobody's moving for the Spurs. What are they doing? Luka with 2. He's going to have to shoot it for the win. It's no good! And the Cardiac Kids live to see another day. Okay, before we debrief and recap this win, what the hell was that final possession? Do they seriously think the most efficient shot they could have gotten is a heavily contested 30-foot three by Luka Doncic, matched up with one of the best perimeter defenders on the planet? I mean, what was Coach Pop thinking? He's got a 7'4" demigod, but no, let's have Luka hurl up a three 30 feet away from the basket. What a win, though, for the Golden State Warriors. Everybody was either hurt or exhausted, and it did not matter. These guys do not make excuses. Kajai Stokes and Jabari Springer, wow. Stokes played the entire game. Springer sat for about 2.5 minutes. We needed those guys out there because they're the only members of the core six who are healthy. Salis, Mobley, Kuminga, and Loggins-Burrell, all injured in some way. We relied on these two more than ever, and they came up big. 31 points for Stokes. He started the game off slow, but really played well after that, and his defense was terrific. Multiple big-time stops in the fourth quarter, including the final possession. As for Jabari Springer, 31 points, 22 rebounds. His defense was not as good, but he was terrific offensively. 70% for the field, did not shoot a three, interestingly enough. How many dunks did he have? It might have been 10. Wembanyama did not try on defense until the last 5 minutes of the game. Springer took advantage, and of course he had the game winner and the game-winning free throw. 16 for Rolog. He was able to adjust his game with his injury. Couldn't drive to the basket, so what did he do? He went 4 for 6 from deep. Walter hit some big shots. D'Lo hit some big shots. Leonard Miller made some big plays. Kuminga did what he could. I give him credit for fighting out there, but, I mean, he looked horrible. And now his other hip is hurt. He's a 72 overall, and some of these ratings are just god-awful. He had a 98 close shot. Now it's a 64. Speed with the ball, 32. Rebounding, way down. Speed, 25. Agility, 25. Vertical, 25. He's about as athletic as your 85-year-old grandma getting out of bed in the morning. I cannot see him playing anytime soon, certainly not in this series against the Spurs. And even if we win the next 2 games and move on, I really don't know what his status is going to be. But it's not that he can't play. I mean, can he play? Probably not. I guess we could throw him out there if we really wanted to, but it just does not make sense. He'd be a liability out there, and we'd be hurting his long-term well-being. Wemby went 14 of 17, 31 and 16, probably his most complete offensive game of the series. Not good on defense, though, but I still don't get why they didn't give him the ball in the last possession. He could have easily won it for them. Instead, they go with Luka. It wasn't a good shot. It was a heavily contested 3. Luka obviously is injured, so that may have played a part in it as well. And nobody else really played all that well. Nembhard went 4 for 16. Palermo was pretty solid, but we don't really like him. And then nobody else really stood out. What a win for the Warriors. This feels a lot like Game 1 in the sense that there was an identity and a culture win. This team isn't going to win off of flash and dash. It's going to be toughness and grit and power. And we needed a lot of grit in this game. Everybody, again, either injured, banged up, or exhausted. But we found a way. And now we're going to have to find a way to do it again. Game 6, back at home in the next episode. I already know the Chase Center is going to be rocking. Can the Warriors keep the Cinderella miracle run alive and send the series to 7? Find out in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. Probably my favorite game and win of the series so far. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.